Good afternoon. Welcome to OptionsTender. It's Tuesday, April 29th, 2025. Now, want to do something just a little bit different. Underneath the hood, I think something is going on. That's why we have the 10-year Treasury notes on the screen right now. If we were just to look at the major indices, nothing really is happening today. It's clear that price is waiting for a catalyst. And what I want to show you is what's really happening underneath the hood. I know that a lot of people want to have storylines on all of their plays, why price is moving. They want to blame on presidencies and catalysts and such, and that's fine. But the real, in my opinion, movement comes from other mechanical things, such as the bonds. I think the bonds are the most influential items on the market. So anyway, so I want to show this today again. So this has been our theme here. It appears we have a fake break looking at a traditional technical analysis point of view, where this is a flag, a breakout, fake break. But in my opinion, we were looking at the market top, and what was happening was as rates were going higher, it was allowing a sell on small caps and a buy. And this doesn't say whether the market necessarily goes up or down, but that bias turns to tech, buying tech here. And the same thing was happening in this move here. All right, people, you have big tech moving the market up, even when the breadth of the market was very weak. And now the opposite is starting to happen. Do we make brand new lows? That would be pretty devastating to the market. That would show that we are going into a recession. And I think that's going to be key to watch into GDP tomorrow morning before the bell. So if the bonds start ripping to the upside and the Treasury notes start falling or crashing, then we're looking at sell tech and a relative strength in small caps. And I think that big tech stocks will drag us down to possibly new lows. Okay, so that's why I wanted to point that out. Other than that, we can just go to our regular analysis. And on the daily time frame, again, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time going through everything. I just want to make sure we go through the indicators, and then we'll take just a peek at the other indices on the daily time frame. So we have SPX on the daily. We're looking at everything forming a wedge, and with the individual members, it's $4.99 a month. I was pointing out a lot of time that I spent on the expanding move that's happening here, and an expanding leading diagonal. And so there is nothing changes with my verbiage on we're going to test the lows. Okay, do we make new lows? That's still up in the air, but just know that if the lows are broken, we still have the targets down here. And now I have a much more defined grip on what happened with this move here being a leading diagonal, expanding diagonal. Okay, so moving averages. 50 still heading down. We're above the 20. We're above the 8 EMA. So, we're against resistance. We have a little room up here if price wants to get up there. But just kind of in a neutral stance on the daily time frame, it's bullish. But if you looked at the weekly, the higher time frame analysis that we did on the weekend, I'll post that up above here at the 4-minute mark, 4 minutes and 30 seconds. And then if you look at that, then it's giving us mixed signals. So the weekly is bearish and the daily is bullish. That's why things are getting choppy, and there's a possible reversal happening here imminently. Cullen oscillator, extremely overbought with negative divergence. The momentum is heading to the upside. Doesn't mean we can't make new lows, but we do have a good tailwind for the bulls at this point. When we do break this wedge down, if we break the wedge down, then again, we'll be looking for this to possibly have a bullish divergence or go from there, or a complete crossover, you know, if we want to go lower. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we have RSI over bought territory as of today or yesterday's candle, the close, and slow stoke getting ready to curl over for an early sell signal. D-mark. 5 count, not quite there. Not going to look at those. Here's SPY. Money flow still rising. Maybe with the close today, maybe we get a over bought situation, but nothing to look at yet. Nothing to look at everything else. Change the boards here. Now, traditional sense, we have this expanding idea here, and there's nothing that says the wave 2 into this move could be more like that. And there's even a way that you can grab the top of this possible spot here, and wherever this decides to close in a more bearish scenario, this could be, if that was your wave 2 and this was your wave 4, now you're setting up for an even larger expanding wedge. But that is a very devastating situation where the bottom of our range would probably be hit. So not quite sure that's there, but just awareness for it. And you can go through yesterday. If you want to see anything else, just go to yesterday's video, and I'll post that up above as well on the card. You can just go to the web or to the YouTube channel. I'm not going to go through anything else here. Now let's just look at the visual of all the other indices. Here's our wedge, still in the range. Possible top has not been negated yet. SMH, this looks more like an ascending triangle, so maybe if this trend line holds, we can break above. So a break above this 213, you know, a defined break, not just like a you know, one candle or a doji up there. But if we get a pullback and maybe this potential trend line holds, we end up breaking out from this, then, you know, that could be a sign of bullishness. And IWM, still in this wedge. DIA, more like a triangle here so far. Could that break out? Absolutely, looks like it's wanting to right now. DIA has some catching up to do anyway, so we'll see if this forms some sort of wedge into the trend line here. Perhaps this keeps the market up until the reversal starts to happen. Seems like the lone soldier right now. And then the VIX, again, none of this has changed, just forming this wedge. And this might be a gravestone reversal here. So we have positive divergence. I wonder if we have positive. Let's see in a daily time frame. No real positive divergence. Just getting to that oversold area. If we see maybe a couple more pennies to the downside here today. And back to the zero line, where a lot of times corrections are complete. So keep an eye on that. This is a definitely a bullish falling wedge setup. And then we'll end off with SPY here on the 65. I'm just going to go through the indicators. If you want to see all of the other, all of the scenarios that we're looking at playing out, I have these fantastic scenarios. So if price does this, then you can react in a certain way, and that's how you trade. And so here's our wedge here in a traditional look. And so go back to that video and check it out. Here's the moving averages, holding so far above everything. We'll see if that continues. We have negative divergence here if we make a new high. And again, we have the bear cross already. And so price may float to a new high. That just creates a negative divergence again, unless we already got it. The slow stoke is in the oversold or overbought territory. So we have 55, let's see, 553.55, 553.45. So we're 10 cents away. We get it or not. If we do get it, then we have negative divergence, and maybe this was all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave move here. Not worried about a few cents there, and we have more resistance coming up here soon. Okay, so DMARC again, that 99 sell, 9 sell, 9 sell. It's working out really good. If price action wants to continue to just grind here, waiting on something to happen, then maybe we get another 9.13 or so. Awesome oscillator. Again, we'll have negative divergence if we do get a new high. Money flow. Okay, so the money flow index is actually overbought here on the 65 minute. So, you know, this move could be done. It could be done from right here. We don't have to make a new high, but if we do, we're oversold or we're overbought. All right, that's about it. Bollinger Band. We're at the Bollinger Band with overbought conditions. That's a sell signal by itself. Now, we did add on a couple contracts, some puts today, and so that, you know, this actually confirms. I did not look for this setup in particular, but I like to go over that because that is some people's actual buy and sell setup. Now, price action's getting really tight here in the Bollinger Bands, so I do suspect we'll get a breakout or breakdown coming into tomorrow. I do think it's going to be a breakdown. I'm headed that way, but I'm leaning that way, of course, because that's what I'm trading. And so we'll see what happens. All right. Thanks for joining us here, you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we are doing this intraday. If you want to get these intraday, consider becoming a 99-cent a month YouTube member, and you get the Discord and trade alerts with it. Thanks.